And here we have a 1913 Stanley Steamer. First of all, you notice that it's a right-hand drive car, which was typical of many cars during the brass era period here in the United States. Notice the black upholstery, typical. They even had a robe rail on the back. And these cars are very elevated in stature. They're very high up, which was typical of cars at this time. And for those who wondered why get a steam car, that chart there shows you how many parts were not needed for a steam car. Much less complicated, but on the other hand, you had to build up steam before you could set off on a trip somewhere. Notice the foot pedals there. I don't know if they have exactly the same purpose and order as they did in the Model T, but once you got this thing going, that steam would take you, would be the motive power. And there'd be a boiler there under that hood. Notice the brass lamps there. Leaf springs. There was a real competition at this point whether steam cars would rise to the top or whether it be gas cars. But as you know, gas cars won that battle. There were hazards on both motives because the gas certainly was explosive, and steam could blow up a boiler. So if you pick your poison, I guess, is what it came down to. They had steam-propelled tractors too back in the day, and I think there was an unfortunate explosion at a show of antique tractors, and the boiler blew up. And that's true of anything where there's a lot of pressure. You gotta watch the integrity of that boiler. Same thing could be said for steam trains. That's why they had shops to overhaul them. Notice that tank there on the running board. And I think that was probably for the gas that lit the headlights. Again, leaf springs in the back. And you have to appreciate how high these things were. And I think this view from the rear gives you a pretty good idea of how tall these vehicles were, especially with the top down. You get a view. Very interesting car.